Welcome to the anime review. Here in the anime known as Welcome to the Outcast restaurant, where we have our main protagonist, Dennis, who is exiled from his group of the strongest guild around town called the Silver Wings Battalion. But he thinks nothing of it, because he was dying to use his level 9 cooking skill anyway, and that's why he decides to leave the city behind and open up a diner in the countryside. But while pursuing his dream, he encounters a girl, Atrielle, who's exiled from her noble household and relegated to slavery until he saves her. And then the pair together open up a diner, and their first client is an exiled knight from a different guild. How peculiar. But she's not the only one. There's a cocky maid, and drastically overworked yet underpaid sage becomes regular as well. The knight brings trouble to the diner at times, but Dennis' cooking skills and blood butcher knives cut through trouble and hunger alike. Thus begins the legend of Dennis and his diner that becomes the talk of the town. This anime is about 12 episodes, premiered July 3rd to September 18th, 2025, based on a light novel. Genre is fantasy and gourmet. Each episode is 20 minutes and is rated PG-13. But I will say there is a trigger warning in this anime, and I'm saying this lightly because there is mention of SA, self-harm, suicide, so please bear that in mind with a bear of caution if that's something that you're not really comfortable with when considering those topics in anime. But moving forward, besides those, little triggers, overall it's a really good anime. The food's very delicious. It does tackle some very tough subjects in this anime, and I feel like also with Dennis, he gives the vibe of like Shield Hero. Well, Shield Hero was the same by where he literally exiled from his party, gets betrayed, this, that, and third. But I think when you start watching the Outcast restaurant, it's a really good show. Dennis, one part of the powerful gets betrayed, exile, and instead of seeking revenge like in Shield Hero, he follows his true passion, which was cooking. He goes up to a small diner in the countryside, and that's where things really get interesting. He tries to lead like this whole simple life, but that's not always the case with someone with a level 9 cooking skill from the most powerful guild wants to open a diner and live in peace. It just doesn't work that way. And between the girl he saved, Atrielle from slavery, which you get to find out more about her backstory and why she was exiled in the first place, along with the other exiled people that come into his restaurants, and him trying to make a name for himself in this restaurant as well. I think overall, there's the animation just stereotypical, but the story makes the effort that it's not your typical gourmet or fantasy world anime. It's not just about preparing or eating the meal. Each dish is tied to the character's personal struggles, and Dennis uses his cooking and his kindness to help them, and that's what gives the show real emotional weight. And so far, each episode introduces new characters, and they all find something special at Dennis's restaurant, not just food, but comfort. And I will say that's what I really was drawn to myself with this anime. It was the comfort of how each dish was tied to a character, and somehow, some way, was saved by Dennis's cooking, his warmth, and his kindness. And that's kind of the note that I got from this anime. It's such a touching, life anime with such a heartfelt storytelling. And I also love the introduction to Atrielle, the sweet little girl that he meets and rescues from slavery. I just thoroughly enjoy it, and I give this anime like a huge 7.9 out of 10. And that's something that you're looking for, or a most heartfelt story in this anime. Well, then definitely check out this anime for yourself, because you will definitely like it. As I said, I mentioned there's a trigger warning, so bear with the air of caution. But here you want to find out what happened to the rest of the story, you just got to watch the anime for yourself, because here, no spoilers. But until then, I will see you later. Until next time, bye bye.